Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 26th chapter, text 14 and 15, because this one has no purport. Kva saptahayano bala kva mahadri vidharanam tato no jayate shanka vrajanata tavatmaje. On the one hand, this boy is only 7 years old, and on the other, we see that he has lifted the great hill Govardhan. Therefore, O King of Raja, a doubt about your son arises within us. Okay, so, text 15 with a short purport. Short purport, short class. Please repeat. Shinanda Vacha. Shruyatam Vacho Gopa. Vyetu Shanka Chavur Bhake. Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargomeyat Uvachaha. Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Vyetu Shanka Chavarbhake. Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargomeyat Uvachaha. Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Vyetu Shanka Chavarbhake. Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargomeyat Uvachaha.
Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Yetu Shanka Chavorbhake. Enam Kumara Uddishya. Gargo me yat uvachaha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Yetu Shanka Chavorbhake. Enam Kumara Uddishya. Gargo me yat uvachaha. Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Yetu Shanka Chavorbhake. Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargo me yat uvachaha.
Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Yetu Shanka Chavorbhake. Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargo me yat uvachaha.
Srinanda Uvacha. Shruyatameva Chogopa. Yetu Shanka
Chorbhake.
Enam Kumaram Uddishya. Gargo me yat uvachaha.
Bhargo me yadvacha. Ladies. Shananda Vacha Shvetameva Jagopa Yetu Shankacha Varbhake Enam Kumaram Udisha Mayadavacha. Srinanda Uvacha. Srinanda Maharaj said, Shruyadam, please hear, me, my, vachaha, words, gopaha, my dear covered man, vyetu, let it go away, shanka, the doubt, cha, and, vaha, your, arbhake, concerning the boy, enam, this, kumaram, to the child, uddishya, referring, gargaha, the sage Garga, me, to me, yat, which, vacha, spoke, ha, in the past. Translation and purport by the servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Nanda Maharaj replied, O cowherd men, just hear my words and let all your doubts concerning my son be gone. Some time ago, Garga Muni spoke to me as follows about this boy. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami comments, the words previously heard from Gargacharya awakened Nanda Maharaj to the truth about Krishna, and thus, by Nanda's constantly remembering his activities, all thoughts about their being impossible ceased in him. Now he is instructing the cowherd man with these same words. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prajarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatadeshtarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing with this wonderful Krishna. Description of Krishna's wonderful pastimes. Wonderful? This very word, wonderful, explains actually the Krishna's pastimes. Wonder, full of wonder. So wonderful means fantastic, amazing, otherworldly, unheard, almost impossible. These are the pastimes of Krishna. And in this particular chapter of the 10th canto, which is compared to Krishna's face, this is the most important, actually, part of the one's body, the face. Then 11th canto represents the forehead and the 12th canto head. But the face is it's a mirror of the soul. On the face, we can, on one's face, we can read the emotions, the feelings, the mood of the person. And especially 10th canto. I mean, as we were taught, from the beginning of Krishna consciousness, how to, and actually Srimad Bhagavatam itself is explained how to approach Krishna, in Vedic culture. You would to your superior, like guru, or what to say of guru, even parents. One is supposed to touch the feet of parents every morning, pay obeisances and take the dust from the feet of parents, because parents are our superior. Parents are worthy of our worship. They brought us to this, they gave us this material body, they are taking care of us. So one has to approach first their feet. So similarly, when we approach Krishna, we approach his feet. We start with the first canto, which is represents his feet, and then gradually, his thighs, his knees, his thighs, his body, and then 10th canto represents actually Lord's beautiful face, and Krishna's beautiful lotus eyes, his sweet lips, his beautiful nose, his everything about Krishna is. How is that song goes? Madhuram. Everything is sweet. Everything is like honey. So this 10th canto is very special because it deals with Krishna's intimate pastimes, and it's by reading Bhagavatam, actually we build up this desire to hear, and we build up the proper attitude to hear the Krishna's most intimate pastimes in order to properly understand them. Because there are a class of people called sahajiyas who take these Krishna's pastimes very cheaply, and they immediately jump. They jump to Rasa Lila. But as they don't actually jump to, they cannot jump to Rasa Lila. They just jump to the sense gratification in the name of Krishna's pastimes. And what usually happens is when soul is not properly prepared to hear these intimate pastimes, and when it envies the Lord, the soul, the conditioned soul, wants to imitate the Lord. So instead of enjoying instead of hearing in the proper mood the pastimes of Krishna, who is enjoyer, these pastimes, the conditioned souls wants to enjoy similarly, like Lord is enjoying in his pastimes. But there is only one Purusha. Everything is meant for his enjoyment. So this rasa tattva actually is meant for Krishna, not for us. And these sahajiyas, they imitate. And even this there are so many different types of sahajiyas, but those how to say, most degraded, they, in the name of Lord's pastimes, they enjoy, they become gurus, or they enjoy other their followers' daughters and wives, in similar manner, as they wrongly conclude that Rasa Lila, for example, this Krishna's intimate pastimes with gopis, their imagination, their selfish desires, everything becomes, and what they do, they spoil their lives and they go to the darkest regions of hell because of that. And what is even more, what is even worse is that they mislead others, other living entities, the other souls, and similarly, they're taking them to hell. So it's not a joke. One has to properly understand, through the, just like we are building house, we start first with a foundation. So we have to put solid foundation, and then build the walls and structure fully, and then roof. It's not that you are starting building house with a top floor or with a roof. This is what the imitators and sahajiyas do. So first we have to understand, and then, first, second, first cantos, they describe they're just like an introduction, and they describe the sarga, visarga, creation, secondary creation, planetary systems, description of universe. And then there are so many personalities through their pastimes describing the importance of Dharma. And then gradually, one's heart is prepared to understand Krishna's personal nature. And this is what we are dealing actually now, what we are hearing about wonderful Krishna and his Madhurya aspect, his sweetness. And therefore the 10th canto is unique and it's the pinnacle actually of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's Krishna completely reveals himself, through the dealings with, most intimate dealings with his devotees. And his majesty is revealed, his majesty is pushed aside, and this sweetness comes in the forefront. So Krishna, the word Krishna actually means Krishna, somebody who protects, somebody who attracts everyone and everything. Just like even Sankarshana, means also somebody who pulls, or who, that's Lord Balaram's name. It's Acharyas explained that he got the name Sankarshana because he pulls together Yaduvamsha, Krishna's family and Yadu family together. And Krishna means somebody who, Krishna is protector. He's never leaving Vrindavan. Now, in this particular moment, cowherd men, Gopas of Vrindavan, they are wondering why, who is this Krishna? They're wondering, another word, wonder and wondering. Wondering means they're bewildered how this little child who is 5 years old or 7 years old, how he could do such amazing pastimes, because if it happens once or twice, they can just forget about it. But then this is constantly going on, like Krishna killed so many demons, and then finally, just like a small baby, how old he was, 1 month old or 3 months old, when he sucked the breast, the life from the breast of Putana. Then when he was, I think, 3 months old, he killed the demon Shakatasura who appeared as a cart. Then, then, and this is going on like every day. So many amazing, fierce, great demons are killed, Trinavarta, and then, so many, Vatsasura, there's so many demons, they're just coming, one after another, and Krishna, somehow or other, Krishna always, comes victorious. He kills them, and then now he leaves the Govardhan Hill, and he protects everyone. And now this was visible to everyone, even if previously some of the residents of Vrindavan were not directly witnessing Krishna's, killing of so many demons. Now they were all taking shelter of Govardhan. And Krishna, with the little finger of his left hand, so this is, most of the people are right hand, we use right hand. So right hand is more stronger and it's more powerful. Left is not so strong. So to symbolize his effortlessness, just with the small, and the small finger, of all the fingers on the hand, the small finger is the weakest, weakest point. So with this left finger, he holds the hill, not the, some, little thing like this, Even if you try to hold this for 7 days, it will not be possible. Even if you try to hold your hand in air like this for 7 days, who can do it? Did you try? Okay, for 7 hours. Can we do it? No, ordinary man cannot do that. Once we went to Kumbh Mela, this Mahakumbh Mela in 2000, or actually 99. And this is like every 120 years there is a huge Kumbh Mela. So we went around just to see other groups, so there was one tent, there was one camp with inside Kumbh Mela with some I don't know if we can call them mystic yogis, but some yogis there was one yogi who was holding his left hand, or actually right hand, in air for 27 years at that time. He was old man, maybe 60 something, 70, I don't know. But for 27 years he was holding his hand in the air. And most probably that was not a trick. He really did hold his hand in the air, because his hand became he couldn't use it anymore. It was like completely dried up, and his fingers were, the nails grow through this tissue and came on this side. It was quite unpleasant thing to see. His nails came through his palm and came out on the other side. For 27 years he kept his right hand, which is, and then he had to use, with the left hand he had to eat and everything, So this is called tamagun. So some yogis or some people can do that. But imagine Krishna holding hill, which is, Govardhan Hill. Who can measure the weight of the Govardhan Hill? Something like, our temple is how many tons? Something 14,000 tons or something. So Govardhan Hill is like thousands and thousands of tons of stone. And Krishna was holding it. A small child. How old you are? Huh? 9. Oh, you are too old, man. Who is 7? Somebody is 7 here? No, everybody is too old now. 7 years. Actually, this Vallabhas, they say, Pushtimargis, they say, no, he was not 7, he was 6 years, 11 months and something, he was not full. 7 years old. And he kept Govardhan Hill. So now, of course, all these Gopas, cowherd men, they witnessed this. And they were thinking, okay, we know these stories. They even tried to help him with the sticks, Okay, Krishna, take rest a little bit. Let us, we want to help you. And with their sticks, they try to help him. So now they're wondering. They all came to Nanda Maharaj. And they, okay, sir, we have a doubt. Nanda Maharaj, he was a local, I don't know if we can call him like a king, or sometimes he's called king, sometimes he's something like Zamnidar, he had some land. He had a lot of land and he had a lot of cows. How many cows Nanda Maharaj had? 9 lakhs of cows, yes. So he was quite well-to-do. He was rich. And he was authority there. So everybody came to this old discovered man because, they said, something is wrong here. Something is, something is wrong. Something is strange here. So we are wondering, who is this little boy? How he can do that? I mean, if we take our rational minds, 21st century, I mean, for most of the people, if you tell them this, they will, it's just like in Wikipedia. If you write Hinduism, immediately there is a mythology, Hinduism and mythology, So for most of the brains, Kali Yuga brains in 21st century, this is just like stories for children. This is just unacceptable, and it's irrational. It's fantastic. So, but cowherd boys were sufficiently covered. Even Nanda Maharaj himself, he was sufficiently covered by this Yoga Maya, because their rasa was Vatsalya. And they treated Krishna as a boy and as our boy, village boy. Krishna was a village boy. There were so many boys running around, just like we have here boys. So what the boys do, they run away, they run around, they do the mess, they tease other children, or they, Krishna was famous for pulling the calves for calves' tails, and in the description of Krishna, when Krishna and Balaram start crawling, this is the first time when a child becomes a little independent and he can move around. What Krishna and Balaram did, they immediately went to the cows, cow dung and the urine, and all their bodies were full of dust and cow dung. And they were dirty, and they were roaming around. And then when they start walking, then they would go around in different houses, stealing butter, breaking the pots, passing water, urine everywhere, So like this, they were doing mess, just like all ordinary children do. In Kali Yuga, we always have to be careful for these sockets, electricity sockets, have to close them, because children want to push their fingers in, something very interesting, and they want to pull, or even worse, they take some metal object and they pull inside, and then, or they want to touch fire and they get burned. So this is what little children do. So that was okay, everything was okay, and okay, here and there Krishna killed some demon, but when the central point of 10th canto is this, or how to say, turning point is when he lifts up the Govardhan Hill. Then he expresses his full love for all the residents of Vrindavan. You see, we have to remember, Krishna spent 3.5 years. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this. Krishna spends 3.5 years in Gokul. Then they moved to Vrindavan. Then he's in Vrindavan till 10th or beginning of 11th. His 11th year, he leaves to Mathura. So this is like 6 years or something. He's in Vrindavan, and everything is Krishna is the life and soul of Vrindavan. Everything is existing because of him and for him. So all in their Vatsalya Bhav, in their Vatsalya Rasa, in that mood of parentship, everybody is taking care of Krishna. There are so many cowherd, there are thousands and thousands of cowherd boys in the village. But Krishna, every mother thinks about, every gopi thinks about Krishna, thinks about their own child, but thinks about, all the gopis think about Krishna. Everybody thinks about Krishna there. So Krishna is like a child of everyone. He's everyone's child. Just like, in village that's usually the case. And in traditional way of life, in Vedic life, it is said that to nurture the child, or to raise the child, the village is needed. So everybody has an input. Everybody has an input in a child's development and his education. Like nowadays, you cannot say, if you say something to your neighbor's child, immediately he goes, he complains to his parents, and then his parents don't talk to you anymore. And you cannot what to say about punishing, other. But in the Vedic society, in the village society, elders are all respected by children, and they're all considered as the parents of every child. And they will, but of course, it's not that the grown-up people will just whimsically punish children. They want to punish everyone, or they want to, they want to indulge in child abuse. That was unheard. Child abuse. There was only one child abuser, and that was Putana. And of course, Hiranyakashipu, he was before, but Putana, in Krishna's pastimes, only Putana was child abuse. Of course, these demons all had this element, but Putana was, not abusing, but eating children. She was eating children. So elders, they have a role. Everyone has a role. Everyone has a role to teach the children for their benefit. So in that sense, the children, they have so many parents, and they grow up as a loving, and they learn how to love. Not like today's generation especially in the West, where children, and now in most developed societies, half of the marriages are broken. So the children, they stay with one parent, with a single parent, and it's just like having one leg, You cannot grow up properly. The children are invalids. When they grow up as adults, they are invalids. They're not properly brought up, and they have this mental hang-ups, and there's so many crazy things which are going on in the West. They become so restless and so bewildered. They don't even, how to say, the ordinary rules of material world and Maya are not applicable to them, because they're not even, they don't consider them, they don't even know, they're not sure what type of gender they are, whether they are male or female. And when they come to the, teenage, when all these hormones and, all the development, the physical development in the body, all these chemicals, they churn, and they're not, am I boy or am I girl, And the society is so crazy that they facilitate gender change. So you can change your gender. So suppose you are now, boy, after when you reach puberty, 12 or 13 years old, then you can change, you can become girl. This is what society is facilitating. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So what kind of people they become, it's a madhouse. They become lunatics. Just recently now, somebody who changed the gender, 18 years old, killed so many people in his town. It just happened now. He was a boy, and then he changed to girl, and then when he became adolescent, when he grew up, then he became frustrated. Oh my God! There are so many cases you can see. You can read about it, and you can see on YouTube. There are so many documentaries about it. They regret this change, because the person at 12 years old is not a grown-up person. He's a half-baked person. He's not a fully developed human being. After it is said in some traditional societies in India that the boy, the man, are considered grown up when they reach 30. And because for boys, it takes a little longer. Girls, they mature faster. But the boys, only after 30, they are given responsibility and they're treated like a grown-up man. And in the West, there is some, I think, if you study biology, I think in 25 or 24, 25, something like that, this is like a fully developed male form. And female are a little, they're earlier, they developed earlier. So in 12, you have facility to do such a fundamental change that you change your gender. It's all joke actually. You don't change anything, because the mind you get, the subtle body you get remains. You cannot change your subtle body. You can change the physical apparatus, but this doesn't solve the problem. And then they reach, they reach adulthood, and then they regret why this happened. I just don't want to do it. And then, sometimes they commit suicide, and that's very, very common. So very confused society, And we are reading now about Krishna, who is like who is a life and soul of everyone, who is taken care. Sometimes he's rebuked and he's chastised by Mother Yashoda. She ties him up. Oh, she's also doing child abuse. She ties him up with a rope for the grinding mortar. But she, that's expression of love. And Krishna allows her mother to be tied up. But then we read about this mutual relationship with all the covered, everyone, and especially in this, when Brahma Vimohana Lila, Brahma Vimohana Lila, when Brahma steals the cows, the gopas and the calves, and what a avalanche of emotion manifests there. How everyone is so attracted to Krishna, because Krishna replaced all the boys and calves. There's such an emotional avalanche. You know what means avalanche? That's the snow in Himalayas. If you go, there is a lot of snow, and then if sometimes you throw some ball of snow, then immediately there's such a huge amount of from the peaks. Amount of snow rushes down, and just covers everything. So much love, so much emotion, so much rasa, so much mellows were experienced by all the residents of Vrindavan. So Krishna is like everyone's in that, especially in that moment in Brahma Vimohana Lila. Krishna becomes directly son of everyone. He be son and and a calf of all the cows, And it's amazing. It's just therefore we say wonderful, wonder, because one wonders, what's going on. And this moment, same thing. The Gopas are shocked, but this is not an ordinary man. This is not an ordinary child. Who is this Krishna? Who is this Krishna? Is he, is he some demigod? Is he some, some incarnation of Narayan? Who is he? And then we will hear this in next few verses. Nanda Maharaj explains, because Nanda Maharaj, he knows. This is such a, tension and fight between, Vatsalya Rasa and then, Aishwarya, because Nanda Maharaj, he heard from Garga Muni, who came he invited Garga Muni Garga Muni was a famous Jyotisha astrologer. So Nanda Maharaj invited him. He wanted to perform Namakarana, Samskar, giving of names. That's usually performed 10th or 12th day, or sometimes it's or full moon, Amavasya, or Amavasya, first Amavasya after 10th day, or in some traditions, first Amavasya after 1 year. 1 year, this is quite light. Usually it's done 10th or 12th day. So he comes and Nanda Maharaj wants to perform Namakarana, but Garga Muni says, we cannot do this publicly. We cannot do, because if you do some festival, this will be very quickly. The news will reach Kamsa, and you know what Kamsa is doing. He's trying to kill Krishna. So this ceremony was performed just in presence of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Nobody else was there, and Garga. In the Goshala. Just like Jesus was born in Goshala. So Nanda Maharaj, he knew, and then what happens then. Garga Muni gave a name to him and to Balaram, and he said, this child is a very special child, and he actually the same verses that you will see now in the next I don't know how many, 5, 6 shlokas are verbatim repeated. They're in 8th canto, in 8th chapter of this canto, where Gargacharya actually explains Krishna's divine nature. And so Nanda Maharaj, he knows. In one way he knows, but he also forgets, otherwise if he fully accepts and turns this switch mood of Aishwarya, then how he can consider Krishna his boy, and how he can chastise him, how he can just like in another instance when this Gopas and all the residents came to explain, and yes, and Nanda Maharaj's, what's his name? Upananda, his brother. They all came in a mood almost scolding Nanda Maharaj, why you are treating Krishna as an ordinary boy. He's Narayan, he's not ordinary. And then Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they dismissed them repeating all the nonsense that Krishna and Balaram did, and then the Gopas were satisfied. At that time, and then they went away, they went home. But now, after lifting Govardhan Hill, this was not, how to say, it was very difficult to conceal Krishna's real nature. The Yoga Maya was kind of, losing potency. Now, he will be, he will be, how to say, revealed as a Narayan. So we will see. We'll see in next few shlokas what's going on. Nanda Maharaj will explain. He will repeat what he heard from Gargacharya. Okay, so this is a teaser for the tomorrow's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Is there any question or comment?